But I do want to say I have been getting this calling. I've been having this feeling of returning back to my bald-headed nature, and I need it. I'm not going to lie. I've been having it call towards me, and I'm not even talking about getting waves or a buzz cut, but the full-on baldness. I have been getting the little inkling in my ear saying, hey, you would look fantastic if you had a gleam on top of your head. The shining. You would look so dignified and handsome and beautiful if you just let all this go. Which is weird because I literally took me, a year and a half to finally get to the level of having luxurious braids. Like, I could look at this. Oh, beautiful. And I feel like if I would cut off that hair, it would be a crime, but I'm feeling it. I feel it calling out to me to be like, hey, you know what to do. And honestly, it just feels weird. I'm gonna talk about hair for a little bit. I think it's because I'm a Nigerian. I grew up in a Nigerian home where anytime your hair will get past right here, past this, they say go ahead and go get the clippers. And you know what's crazy? My dad used to cut my hair for about 5-6 years. Like, the first time I actually went into a barbershop to get my hair cut was when I was like 15 or 16. Around that was the first time I started going to barbers. And it's not so much that I wanted to keep going. It's not so much that I wanted to go to a barber. It's more so the way my dad would always shave my head. He would say, hey, give me the clippers. Just go all the way down. And he said, all right, no hairline, no nothing. Just cut it all the way to the skin. I said, that's enough for you. And it would always blow me because at any time my hair would just grow even the slightest of bits, I'd be like, well, I have these jagged edges all over my head, but hey, you know what? For the love of the game, I guess saving the bread was very worth it. And honestly, now that I'm looking back at it, I do not blame him because of it's one thing to be paying for one haircut. It's another when there's 3 heads that need to be cut. And honestly, I feel like I'm feeling it I'm feeling it now more than ever because of I pay for my haircuts and things of that nature. And I try and limit myself for 1 cut a month for one good old reason. I don't need to be looking fantastical every time. Y'all can catch me looking fantastically beautiful 1 week, 5 days in a month, and that's it. Y'all don't need to look at me like that. But as I've grown, I've recognized learning how to cut your own hair is a must. So I've been practicing here and there, getting in the reps that I really need to set me up for success. But I have been messing myself up. I cannot lie. I have been hitting the ground running. I mean, I might need to go get this touched up. Back to my point. Back to what I was talking about earlier. So, being a bald man, I think the reason why it's calling to me, I feel like bald people have such a connection that I miss from it, right? I remember when I was bald, I used to be able to walk down the street and get head nods from like everyone around me would be like, hey, you doing something? Because I feel like it feels like it means something else when a young guy has his head just clean bald. There's a certain type of respect that comes with the world knowing that you did that to yourself because you wanted to. As a grown man, you said, hey, I think it's time. And you say, yeah, I'm gonna let the bald come get me. So as you're walking, let me, because I feel like as a bald person, as a young and bald person, there's this overarching feeling that you mean business. There's this feeling of you could run a Fortune 500 company and everyone will be like, well, it makes sense. He just doesn't. The hair is distracting because one of the things I've known, women love long, luscious hair. But no, when going out your way to cut yourself bald shows that you are serious, that you are locked in to your passions and your creations and your work at the moment. Because there's no way. Because I will say that it's very difficult for the average person to pull off being a bald-headed man because of the world is telling you, hey, once you lose your hair, you lose the oomph as a man. And it got me thinking about being bombarded with all these commercials that saying, hey, we will get your hair back. We will do what it takes. It's not the 70s anymore. You don't have to lose your hair. And I'm here to tell y'all, once your hair starts going, you should let it leave. If it's supposed to be with you, it would have stayed. But like a crazy shake from the 80s, you gotta let it go. You gotta let Eugene go. I'm telling you. And as I'm sitting here, I'm like, can I go back to that era? Is this a place of drip that I really want to bask in again? Because of I can't tell you the amount of times that I've gotten ready, even something as simple as showering, because of when you have braids. I'm gonna talk about braids real quick. Having braids is also but I will say, ever since I have grown out my hair, the world's a little bit different. The world is a little bit brighter. It feels like having hair that's long enough to I haven't got my braids long enough to get to my shoulders yet, but having braids that are long, it feels like the weight of the world cannot touch you. And it's funny, as a Nigerian, it feels like a beautiful rebellion having my hair this long. It feels like no one can tell me nothing, because of I've went through all the stages of my hair looking nice, of it looking raggedy, of it looking, y'all know that in between length that your hair gets to, especially if you're trying to get this for my dread heads. You know that in between length when you're trying to get dreads and it's just like it just doesn't look correct. I'm glad that I was able to stick past it, because of I feel like I have this impulsive nature deep inside my heart where it's like, well, I got clippers right there. What is stopping me from cutting off all my hair and disappearing? What is really stopping me? Because of it will literally take 3 minutes for me to just cut down 2 years of process. But hey, having that wherewithal to be like, no, this is just the moment. I can move past it is very needed on this hair growth journey. But I will say, I have gotten different compliments from the way that my hair is. I feel like I've gotten the absolute most compliments when my hair is just braided up like this. I will not lie. It feels like, I'm not going to say it feels as stress and ancestral, but it really feels like I'm connecting with a greater power when my hair is long like this. I cannot lie. What am I even talking about?